Today's horoscope from Astrocademy, Virgo September 29, 2022. New interests and directions are in the works, with tomorrow's new moon bringing new energy to your life for learning, sharing, and connecting. Today, it's better to reflect, review, and let go. You might also consider what you'd like to improve and change in the upcoming cycle, but do yourself a favor and find the time to catch your breath today. Today, the moon aligns with Mercury in your resources sector, inclining you to think and analyze or communicate more than usual. Playing around with ideas is an enjoyable, light-hearted experience if there's no pressure to arrive at a decision or conclusion. You might gain knowledge that helps your financial picture. It's a good idea to do some unwinding emotionally or detaching yourself from demanding situations. Aim to find activities and perspectives that nurture positive self-worth and self-perception. It can be a happy time to build upon what you have rather than urgently seek something new to do. After the transits from the last few days, today will feel like a nice break in the astrological spell. As the moon in Libra aims to instill a sense of mental peace, you have a clear vision of your compensation and professional value. You may intuitively know that what you are committed to or who you are associated with within your industry can enhance your professional value. Your vision is clear under this peaceful lunation. Since your mind is at peace, you should think about if your professional skills are financially valued through your compensation. Before leaving your income sector today, the moon will align with Mercury, just 2 days before he is due to end all planetary activity on the income side of the financial fence. This brings a nose and a smart head for money together just as both wrap up a friendly aspect to Jupiter, who is on a mission to create job growth and expansion. There is a planetary configuration now that might force you to look at your whole approach to physical health and say, yuck, or come on, let's step it up. Be appreciative of the insights you have when you feel upset with things because there is much to be said for starting over with a new approach. One small step that is important for you to take is a serious look at posture, especially when you are at your desk. This can help you to avoid back and shoulder pain. The moon is not only spending its final hours in your income sector aligned with Mercury but just 2 days before he is due to end all planetary activity on the income side of the financial fence. A friendly aspect to Jupiter in your work sector comes just the pace is picking up on the job front, with a nose and a smart head for money not only an advantage now but is the key to working smarter as you move forward. In the meantime, Venus is working to make home where your heart is today. Just as Neptune is slowing down ahead of his direct turn in your relationship sector in 4 weeks, the moon makes an important return to your communication sector. The moon might return every 4 weeks, but it returns as a new moon just as the available resources are growing and ahead of significant developments on the romantic front. Tomorrow, your planetary ruler, Mercury, is sitting together with the moon and audacious Venus via your second house of comfort, money, and value systems, and you're giving things a lot of thought. Whether it concerns the foundation of your connection or your emotional stability, today's astrology is encouraging you to use your discernment in order to make the choice that's best for you. It is what it is, and you're feeling indecisive, but not for long. On another note, Luna's square to powerhouse Pluto via your romantic 5th house of love creates friction between your desire for stability and submitting to your heart's desires. Walking is probably the most underrated exercise because it doesn't require much exertion, and people do it every day. But how much do you actually do it? Do you walk instead of taking the bus whenever possible? Do you think 8 to 10 blocks is too far to walk? There are serious health benefits from walking. It tones your entire body, you can do deep breathing exercises at the same time, and the body naturally aligns itself when you walk with a straight back and an extended chest. One of the best ways to improve your health is to give yourself more time. No, I am not talking about turning back the clock. Give yourself the time between activities to regroup and understand what you want and need to do next. When we rush from place to place, we lose our sense of purpose and regret the time we waste. Even the choice of what you eat will be affected by giving yourself enough time to notice what you really want. Our eyes in the sky. Today has an eclectic energy that could feel both scattered and psychologically challenging at times. This morning's moon in Libra makes it a little easier for all of us to process. When Pluto squares the moon, those in relationships take a closer look at their commitments. This is going to mark a time where your mind is influenced by your own desires. Over the weeks ahead, you might wish for something to happen to the point of obsession. Remember that everyone is going to be feeling these same vibes, so you aren't alone. This energy can bring gains and losses. You might feel like you're unable to take any action at all, like you're stuck in place. It could seem as though your mind is a prison, but it's up to you to decide how to navigate through this minor storm. The reality is that as long as you have curiosity and creativity, you're unstoppable. It's only when you are hard on yourself that it feels like you're stuck in an emotional swamp. On the upside, this energy winds down when the moon enters Scorpio later in the day. In the morning, retrograde Mercury in Virgo trines Pluto in Capricorn, the second of 3 trines between these two planets. The first occurred on August 22nd, so look back to this date to make personal connections. This influence grants us a penetrative mind. We detect the hidden rationale subtly underpinning and guiding our interactions. We can even investigate occult principles or further define our astrological awareness. However, because Mercury is retrograde, it might be hard to communicate everything that is going on in our heads. While we're adept at working and reworking ideas at a conceptual level, something is bound to become lost in translation if we attempt to explain ourselves. This is perhaps the true intent of this transit, to determine when it is wise to reveal, versus when it is wise to keep silent. The final trine in this series, with Mercury in direct motion, will occur on October 6th. This week may bring some strange feelings from your past, or perhaps past lives. You could feel somehow boxed in or forced toward a certain conclusion. Aspects affecting your employment sector mean that you need to focus more attention here to make your work meaningful and lucrative. Mid-morning, the Libra moon squares off with Pluto, provoking power struggles. Perhaps we want to share a secret, but it would be purely for our own gain. Our inclination to form relationships based on gossip could be to curry favor or gain a tactical advantage. What we're really battling with now is our own perceived lack of agency. Once we become aware that fear is steering our choices, we can start to take back our power. The moon enters its void of course following this aspect's perfection, suggesting we use this time for introspection and keeping our mouths shut.